Listen, stop scrolling right now and check your pocket. Because what if I told you that a tiny old dime you've been ignoring could be worth serious money? I'm talking hidden treasure, silent fortune, life-changing opportunity just sitting in your loose change. And people are accidentally spending these coins every single day without even knowing it. This is a rare US coins alert. These coins are special. Dirty coins? Worn coins? Yeah, those are the ones collectors are fighting over in secret auctions. Nobody talks about these. But today, I'm exposing the top 3 most valuable ultra-rare Mercury dimes that could change everything. Do not spend these coins. I repeat, do not spend these coins. Each one we reveal gets bigger, rarer, and more shocking. And by the end, you might realize you've been holding a fortune this whole time. So stay locked in, because what you're about to see is hidden wealth hiding in plain sight. First coin, number 1. Now imagine this. A small, quiet coin from 1944, a year when the world was deep in chaos, pressure, and uncertainty. War was everywhere. Economies were stretched thin, and the United States was pushing its mints to the limit just to keep up with demand. Machines were running harder, faster, and under stress, and in that pressure, mistakes, variations, and rare survivors were quietly born. And one of those silent survivors is the 1944 Mercury dime with the D mint mark. And if you've ever seen one, or worse, spent one, you might have let a hidden treasure slip right through your fingers. This coin doesn't scream for attention. That's what makes it dangerous to ignore. At first glance, it looks like just another old silver dime. Worn, maybe a little dull, maybe even dirty. But that's exactly how these big money coins hide. The front shows that iconic Liberty head wearing a winged cap, often mistaken for Mercury himself. But collectors know better. This design carries history, motion, and freedom. And on the back, that fasces an olive branch, a symbol of strength and peace. But here's where things get serious. In 1944, under heavy wartime production, subtle differences started appearing. Tiny details, mint pressure changes, strike softness, and that small D mint mark, quietly stamped from Denver, becomes the key that turns this ordinary-looking coin into a silent fortune. Pick it up in your hand. It feels light, but not cheap. There's a presence to it, about 2.5 grams of silver alloy, a thin but solid thickness, around 17.9 millimeters across. Small, but powerful. This is not just metal. This is history under pressure, and coins like this didn't all survive. Many were melted, many were lost, many were spent carelessly over decades, which means every surviving piece in very fine condition, especially with that natural silver-gray wave toning, becomes harder and harder to find. And listen carefully. Condition is everything here. A coin like this in very fine condition still holds its original story. The slight wear, the smooth high points, the natural aging, that's what collectors crave. But the moment someone cleans it, scrubs it, tries to make it look new, the value collapses, completely destroyed. Because collectors don't want shiny, they want original, they want untouched. They want that quiet, aged surface that proves this coin survived decades without interference. This detail changes everything. Now here's where it gets intense. Collectors are not just interested in this coin, they are hunting it, quietly, aggressively, behind closed doors. Auctions where bids climb fast but silently. No noise, No hype, just serious money moving between serious collectors. And when a 1944 with D Mercury dime with the right look, the right toning, and the right preservation shows up, it doesn't sit around. It disappears into private collections, sometimes never to be seen again. And today, this exact coin, in very fine condition with that silver-gray wave tone, has reached around $180,000. Yeah, you heard that right. A tiny dime, worth a silent fortune, hidden wealth, something people are literally dropping on counters, losing in couches, or handing away without a second thought. This is not fiction. This is real, and it's happening every single day. So listen, do not spend this coin. If you find one, stop immediately. Do not clean it. Never touch the surface more than necessary, and get it professionally graded, because one small mistake, one careless decision, can erase life-changing wealth in seconds. Check that date, check that mint mark. Look closely at the surface, because what seems ordinary might be the coin that changes everything. And if you think this one is shocking, stay with me, because the next coin is even rarer, even more dangerous to ignore, and collectors are fighting even harder to get it. You do not want to miss what's coming next. Next coin number 2. Now wait, don't relax yet, because what I'm about to show you next might already be sitting in your pocket right now, and you wouldn't even notice it. This is one of those dirty old coins that people ignore, toss around, and accidentally spend every single day. But this coin, this one, is special, and if you miss it, you could be losing a silent fortune without even realizing it. So stay with me, because this detail changes everything. We're talking about the 1930 Mercury dime with the S mint mark. And listen, this coin was born at a time when the United States was entering one of the darkest economic periods in history. The Great Depression had just begun. Money was tight, people were struggling, and coin production slowed down dramatically, especially in places like San Francisco, where fewer coins were struck, under pressure, uncertainty, and reduced demand. And that's exactly why this coin is so dangerous to ignore today, because fewer coins made means fewer survived, and what's left now is being hunted. At first glance, it looks simple, small, nothing flashy, just another old silver dime, maybe even worn, maybe even dull. But don't let that fool you. This is how hidden treasure disguises itself. The front shows liberty with that winged cap, a symbol of freedom of thought, sharp lines when fresh, but in very fine condition. You'll see smooth wear on the high points, giving it that soft, aged presence collectors go crazy for. Flip it over, and that facets with the olive branch stands strong, unity and peace. But on coins like this, the details can be slightly softer, slightly uneven, because of how they were struck back then, and collectors, they notice every tiny detail. Now, here's where it gets serious. That small S mint mark from San Francisco, that's the key. That tiny letter turns this from an ordinary-looking coin into a big money coin, because San Francisco minted fewer dimes that year. And under the economic stress of 1930, quality and quantity both took a hit, meaning fewer high-quality survivors exist today, and the ones that do, especially in very fine condition, are becoming harder and harder to find. Hold it in your hand, and you'll feel it, around 2.5 grams thin, about 17.9 millimeters across. A subtle thickness. But there's a weight to its story, a presence, This isn't just a coin. It's a survivor of one of the toughest times in history, made from silver that carries that soft gray tone, sometimes with natural dark edges, sometimes with a smooth, almost wave-like aging. And listen carefully. That natural toning, that untouched surface, is everything. Because the moment someone tries to clean it, polish it, improve it, the value drops hard. Collectors don't want shiny. They want original. They want that untouched, honest look that proves this coin lived through decades without interference. Cleaned coins are destroyed in the eyes of serious buyers, and this is where most people make the biggest mistake. They find something old, and they ruin it, trying to make it look new. Don't do that. Ever. Now think about survival. Coins like this didn't just sit safely in collections. They were used, passed around, spent during hard times, lost, melted, forgotten, which means every surviving 1,930 with S Mercury dime in very fine condition is rare by nature, and the demand, it's rising quietly. Collectors are not talking loudly about this. They're moving in silence, watching auctions, waiting. And when one appears with the right look, the right toning, the right originality, the bidding gets aggressive, fast, but quietly. No hype, just serious collectors fighting behind the scenes. And today, this coin has reached around $170,000. Yeah, for a single dime. That people are still accidentally spending, dropping in jars, ignoring in drawers. This is hidden wealth, a life-changing opportunity, hiding in plain sight. This is not fiction. This is happening right now. So listen closely. Do not spend this coin. If you see a 1,930 dime, check that mint mark immediately. Look for that small S. Examine the surface, respect the wear, protect the originality, and most importantly, never clean it and get it professionally graded, because that's what separates a simple old coin from serious money. And if you think this one was intense, you're not ready for what's coming next, because the final coin is even rarer, even more shocking, and the kind of hidden treasure that collectors will do almost anything to get. Stay with me, because the last one changes everything. Next coin number 3. And now, this is it. The coin nobody talks about. The one hiding in plain sight while people keep spending it like it's nothing. This is the kind of dirty old coin that looks completely worn out, almost forgotten. But listen to me carefully. This one is a hidden treasure, a silent fortune. And if you miss it, you could be letting life-changing money slip right through your hands. Stay with me, because this coin is dangerous to ignore. We're talking about the 1,927 Mercury dime with the S mint mark, and this one comes from a time before the full collapse, when the United States was already feeling the pressure building up, the late 1,920 SASI, uncertainty in the economy, cracks starting to form, and by the time this coin was circulating, people had no idea what was about to hit. And in San Francisco, production numbers were already limited. Fewer coins struck, fewer preserved, and then time did the rest. Decades of use, wear, loss, and disappearance. Now here's what makes this coin so powerful. It doesn't look perfect. In fact, in very good condition. It looks heavily worn. The details are soft. The design looks faded. Liberty's winged cap on the front is still there, but smooth, almost ghost-like. The lines are no longer sharp, and on the back, that facets and olive branch still visible, but aged, quiet, like it's been through everything. And that's exactly what collectors look for. Not perfection, but survival. Because coins like this, they lived hard lives. They weren't protected. They weren't saved. They were used in real transactions, passed from hand to hand during uncertain times. And that's why so few remain today, especially with that original surface still intact. That natural silver tone, maybe darker, maybe uneven, maybe even rough in places, but real, untouched, authentic. This detail changes everything. Now don't underestimate the power of that small S mint mark, because that tiny letter is what turns this from a worn-out coin into a big money coin. San Francisco minted fewer of these, and over time, the survival rate dropped hard, meaning what's left today is extremely limited, and collectors know it. They are searching for it, quietly, patiently, and when one appears, even in very good condition, the competition gets intense. Pick it up, and you'll feel it. About 2.5 grams, thin, around 17.9 millimeters in diameter. A small coin, but heavy with history. The thickness is subtle, but the presence undeniable. This is silver, real silver, aged over decades, carrying a tone that no modern coin can fake. And that's why cleaning it is the worst thing you can do. Listen carefully. Never clean this coin. Never try to fix it, because the moment you touch that surface with chemicals or rubbing, you erase its story, and collectors will walk away instantly. Originality is everything. That aged look, that worn texture, that's where the value lives, not in shine, but in authenticity. Now think about this. How many of these were lost forever? How many were melted down? How many are still sitting unnoticed in old jars, drawers, or pockets, being spent every single day? This is not rare because it looks perfect. It's rare because it survived at all. And that's why demand is rising. Quietly, but powerfully. Collectors are holding these, not selling, locking them away, waiting, while supply keeps shrinking. And when one shows up at auction, something strange happens. It doesn't always make noise, but behind the scenes, bids climb, fast, serious collectors step in, and suddenly that small worn dime becomes the center of attention because they know what most people don't. Today, this coin has reached around $210,000. Yeah, a worn-looking dime. Worth serious money, hidden wealth, a silent fortune that people are still accidentally losing every single day. This is not fiction. This is real, and it's happening right now. So listen, do not spend this coin. If you ever see a 1,927 dime, stop immediately, check for that S mint mark, look closely at the surface, respect the wear, protect the originality, never clean it, and get it professionally graded, because that's the difference between a forgotten coin and life-changing wealth. And here's the truth. Most people will miss it. Most people already have, but not you. Not anymore. So before you go, check your pockets, check your coin jars, check those old collections sitting around, because these Mercury dimes, they are not just coins. They are hidden treasure coins, silent fortunes, quiet wealth waiting to be discovered. And remember, do not spend these coins, because the next one you find might just change everything.